So the first thing I want to talk about is employee engagement. The definition that I use for employee engagement is how enthusiastic are people about their work and how committed are they to their organizations. So the Gallup organization, they have more data on employee engagement than any other organization on the planet. They discovered that only 15% of the world's workforce is actually enthusiastic about their work and committed to their organizations. So I'm going to play devil's advocate and I'm going to say, who cares? This isn't Disneyland. This isn't a daycare. Like, what do I care if people are actually happy and excited and enthusiastic about their work? We pay them to show up, we pay them to do their work, and that should be good enough. Is there actually a correlation between how engaged employees are and bottom line results? They have done study after study after study that has determined low engagement will knock off about 20 to 40 percentage points off the bottom line. When I share the next point, like a riot breaks out. When I talk about millennials, like people freak out, right? It's just a riot breaks out. We get CEOs hanging from the chandeliers and it's just a gong show. But to a certain extent, I think that the debate and the conversation around millennials is a little overblown. Because I think if you look at every generation, they would say that the younger generation is lazy, unmotivated, and has an entitlement mentality. However, the millennials are in fact behaving differently in a very observable way in the labor market that's causing a serious challenge. They keep moving around, and you'll see that statistic up there, they change jobs about 3 times more than any other generation, and they're about twice as likely to change companies next year. Millennials are really the first generation to be voting with their feet. And they're saying, look, I am tired of being treated like simply an input into my company's money-making machine. So our millennials, they keep jumping around looking for something, hoping that their next employer will actually give them something to work for beyond simply making money. And the evidence that they're looking for is development opportunities. The last thing that I want to share with you, last major issue that's causing some serious challenges in the labor market today is the baby boomers. They are finally retiring. I remember there's a lot of news reports, 15 years ago, the sky's falling there. The baby boomers are going to retire en masse, and then you know what? It never happened. Why? Because 2008, the economy fell off a cliff. They couldn't afford to retire. But they are, in fact, now retiring. Executives are seriously concerned about filling that void. Because here's the deal. It's not simply the volume of people that are leaving organizations. It's the fact that they occupy a disproportionate amount of the leadership positions. So they're not just losing a lot of people, organizations, they're losing their leaders. They are losing their institutional knowledge. And this is concerning a lot of organizations. So about 90% of the respondents said this is a top strategic concern. So then Deloitte followed up with those same respondents and asked them, okay, of you, how many of you have an effective succession plan, something that works? Only about 14% of those same executives who said this is a big deal have some sort of a program to actively identify and develop future leaders. How can there be such a massive difference between knowing what you should do and actually doing it?